Phil and Rye on Listen Up. And Rye, I appreciate you so much for joining me. Another special guest. This one's all too familiar. KK Arnold, the great KK Arnold, has joined us on this beautiful Wednesday for an interview. Rye, we appreciate her so much. KK, thank you so much. And congratulations this time. We're bringing you on so late in the season, not the off season, but in season. Want to congratulate you on that big W in week one.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
All right,
Yeah,
Rye.
yeah, I wanted to start off because, of course, we haven't talked to you since you became a national champion. So, congratulations
Yeah.
on that. But I wanted to ask you what it's like being a national champion, and is there any added pressure this season knowing that UConn is going to have that target on its back trying to defend your guys' championship?
First off, thank you. And yeah, it was like a just super surreal moment. And those first couple of weeks after we had got back were, pretty crazy, but super grateful for all the opportunities and everything that came after that. But speaking for this upcoming season, I wouldn't say any added pressure. I mean, we have new pieces to our puzzle this year, so just us coming together, figuring that out each and every game and taking it one step at a time and one day at a time. It starts in practice, and how we do in practice translates to how we, translate everything onto the court. So.
Sure thing. I want you to talk a little bit about, and yeah, obviously, Rye brings up a great point. I forgot to mention that. Congratulations, big congrats on that national title. I know Ryan and I was so excited, smashing whipped cream in each other's faces back in April. Hey, so talk me through that because I know obviously you started basketball at a young age. What was it like just going in there against South Carolina? What was the feeling going in, walking through that tunnel, knowing you were just one win away, and obviously it happened, one win away from that national title that obviously nobody can ever take away from you or any of your teammates ever again.
hmm just honestly staying present. Before the game, we all came together and said, keep doing what we're doing,
Mm.
UConn basketball, and just play our games, and don't let anything get in between that. So just going out there, playing our game honestly, and staying together as a team, and just me knowing that my teammates had confidence in me, and we all had confidence in each other, and just go out there and hoop, was just the main message and the thing that we did as well.
No, I saw, I guess it's been about 1 or 2 weeks ago now. Everybody on last year's team got together and you guys received your championship rings. I saw the picture with all you guys putting them on. They looked
Yeah.
awesome, all the extra details. I saw that, everything that went into it. But what was that like? How surreal was that when you put on that championship ring?
hmm it was just super surreal, and like I said, like putting on that ring is just like a big statement, a big grace of, how we did last season, and just how everything just all came together. It's just all put in one ring. Friendships, our, team of friendships and stuff like that, and different things that we had, and just all put in one ring and just all show off our hard work. So it's pretty cool to see.
What was the talk? Not to take the spotlight off of you, it's all about KK Arnold. We know that. We appreciate you a lot, KK, for everything. And that intro video never gets old when we go on that podcast. Never gets old. I never get tired of saying thank you, KK. But what is it like though to go into practice this off season? Coming into this season without Paige Beckers. Obviously, I
hmm
was probably going to bring it up. A lot of articles surrounded that, a lot of topics surrounded
hmm
just that voice, if you will, that
Yeah.
leadership. So, what was it like going into all season, and then obviously with we're already one game into the season?
hmm
Is it different? Is it you were you trying to find a bigger voice on the team? And obviously, do you see a you getting more minutes and you stepping up as a
hmm
larger role on this team?
Yeah, of course. So, of course, like we've been saying, we're gonna miss that void of, P being out there.
Mm.
But just knowing that this team, like I said before, we have different pieces to this puzzle, and just focusing on the now, whether that's me becoming a better leader, getting a better voice, and that becomes as well alongside with Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd as well, just kind of just stepping into that role, but just being ourselves, honestly. We all have to be the top player that we can be each and every game. So just going in and not trying, fill a void, page is page. This team is this year's team, so just making sure that we stay, make that statement very clear, and just going out there and playing our ball, but just also focusing on what we have this year, and just looking like a great team as well. So just going out there, focusing on what pieces we have, and just kind of gluing that together, and like I said, each day working on it in practice, and it translates over into the game.
I've seen a couple articles throughout the off season. Obviously, Phil just mentioned Page leaving, but there was other players that obviously got drafted from the team and
Mm.
players
Hmm.
that departed. So, do you guys feel any added pressure now, especially for you coming into your junior season now, and that there could be maybe a larger role expected for you in terms of maybe the point guard for this team? So, what's your mindset kind of going into this season, maybe with a larger role? Handling the ball more, maybe more duties on the court and stuff like that.
Hmm. Just no out of pressure. Like I said, missing Chen, Aubrey, and P. Just going from there. But honestly, they helped me so much in terms of all the upperclassmen become the person that I am gonna be this year. So just like kind of just thinking of that, how they led the team, how they used their voice, and just kind of trying to use that as well. But just knowing that, like you said, a bigger role this year. So making sure that I'm the best version of myself each and every day. I lead by example and I ask questions. I'm the one to be answering questions as well. So just stepping into like a new version of me.
Yeah, you talk about new. Use the word new, KK.
Hmm.
How is it like adapting? Do you see a positive as far as experience for these freshmen coming into new names, and especially we were all hyped about Sarah Williams.
Hmm.
That is so. Especially just for you as a player, is it
Hmm.
more challenging to adapt? I mean, because obviously UConn, great
Hmm.
program, one of the best, and how is that? Does it take a while to get used to, or just right away it just clicks with all these new names coming in?
I feel like each and every day is just gonna be a battle of just learning how to play with each other, like you said. But
Mm,
it makes it even better that they're coming from great schools, great programs. They've already have a sense of where to be, where to go in
mm.
terms of on the court, but just also that off-court chemistry builds on the on-court chemistry as well. So make sure each and every day, if they do have questions, making sure that we lead by example or we answer them questions so they can quicker gel on the court
Mhm.
as well. And our freshmen, they're super sponges, and our new incoming people are sponges as well. So they're absorbing everything and just watching the person in front of them and just doing so. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that a little bit more about you just mentioned the chemistry of this team. Of course, the
Hmm.
Wisconsin transfer, Sarah Williams, then
Hmm.
USC transfer, Kaylee Heckel. Both of them had great games yesterday, along with yourself. But talk about the chemistry a little bit, bringing in
Hmm.
those transfers, and of course, the three new freshmen on this team. Is that something that kind of worked itself into the season in terms of the chemistry, getting better and better at that as you guys practice and play these games throughout the
Hmm.
season?
Yeah, I feel like each and every day that we practice, I mean, it gets better and better. Of course, as much as we keep playing with each other and keep learning from each other and learning each other's tendencies, that's always going to be a given. So, each and every practice, each and every game, we learn something new from each other as well. Just make sure we stick to, UConn basketball, teaching them the way. And like you said, they've already been doing great adjusting wise. So I feel like each and every game will be an uprising. And whether I know it's going to be ups and downs during the season, but, how we react is going to be something crucial. So.
I will have Ryan, if he doesn't mind, take the time while I'm asking this next question to hopefully add some comments or questions for you, if you don't mind, as we conclude. It's pretty soon. As far as questions from subs, so Ryan, if you want to
Mhm.
try to look over that from the last videos and try to have some questions ready for her from our subs. So KK, another one very quickly for you. Talk about the UConn fans. I feel like that since we've
Mhm.
interviewed you, we never really hit on that a lot because
Mhm.
they're the heart and the spirit, obviously, for
Yeah.
not only you all, but obviously Ron and I. I mean, we appreciate them. We love them a whole lot. What's one message that you have for them right now that for everybody's watching? And not
Mhm.
only that, just how great was it? How amazing was it to see
Mhm.
them in the streets, standing along the streets after that
Mhm.
national title, returning to home?
Mhm. Honestly, truly, I just say like I love everybody. I love every single one of them. Super grateful for them. Like I said, they are a part of that ship as well. Just the outpouring support that we've seen throughout the whole season from them. The love is just like unconditional love that we get from them. And like you said, seeing them on the side of the roads driving up at the end of last year, and just start of this year, seeing a whole bunch of them. They're crazy about us, so that's one thing that I don't take for granted, and I love them for
They
that as
are.
well. So.
They are. Right.
Yeah, this is one of the comments from the game recap we just did last night. It kind of led into a question that I had as well. They mentioned that UConn, you guys shot 4 for 26 from three in last night's game. And I was going to ask you, I noticed you hit that one contested three-pointer in the first quarter. You were very aggressive driving to the lane, especially in that first half. So Is that something that you guys obviously want to work on in terms of getting better from that 3-point shot? And you for yourself, is that something as well that you worked on throughout the all season, trying to be more aggressive, driving to the basket, as well as maybe trying to work on that perimeter shot?
Yeah, I feel like that's always like the big message with our team is, be the aggressive first. So that's one thing that definitely that we came out there and did is attacking the basket first, which of course opens up so much opportunities for our shooters outside. But yeah, I feel like that was like a big point, just being consistent and, being confident in what I'm doing, whether that's, driving to the basket or, have a wide open shot. Just making sure that, I have the mindset I'm gonna knock this in and, going from there. So.
Yeah, sure thing. KK, as far as the games go, what's the one of the biggest things? 'Cause obviously, we've seen you grow before our own eyes, and we out of high school, obviously, and we've appreciated that like nothing else. What is the one thing that you could take away as far as right now? You still have a lot of UConn basketball left ahead of you. One thing that you have learned from freshman year KK all the way up till now. One of the greatest things that you've learned since playing in the NCAA.
Um, Honestly, pace and slowing down
Pace.
myself and
Okay.
understanding what's needed.
Hmm.
Not even only in the game, but outside, just knowing that questions are very crucial in terms of me, of course, being a point guard. But that I feel like
Hmm.
that's one of the biggest things is slowing down my game, being aware, and just going from there and letting the game come to me. Because if you force it, I mean, it's not gonna look very good. So
Right.
make sure the game's coming to me, making sure I'm doing what's needed for our team at the moment. So yeah.
Mhm.
Now, you guys had those two exhibition matchups before the season. Now, obviously, the one win under your belt going against Louisville. But what are some things that you guys took away from those exhibition matches, watching the tape, to get you prepared to face Louisville? And what can you take away even from that game last night?
Um, just honestly how our defensive intensity is something that's needed each and every game to create for our offense. And I feel like I said, like I keep saying, that's our biggest focal point right there is just creating off of our defensive turnovers and how aggressive we are on defense. It makes a statement and it creates better for our offense flows.
How about I want to touch on Easy Foot. I've seen a lot of social media content as far as you and her
Hmm.
hanging out outside off the court. That is hanging together. We
Hmm.
love that. We love that. And you talk about. I feel like I ask you this every year, but I feel like that connection of all of these players gets stronger every year. Is that something that really gets brought onto the court because obviously you all know each other
Hmm.
so well. You all still activities off of the court, getting to know each other better, the connection. And with that, does that have success on the court as well because of that?
Yeah, yeah, of course. And I feel like it makes
Mhm.
me more comfortable as well to just
Yeah.
maybe ask AZ, like, where's your favorite spots at, or where should I kick it to you at, or like certain plays,
Mhm.
what play do you want this time? And just like picking her brain a little bit as she is like upperclassman, one of the leaders as well. And,
Right.
I'm very grateful to be alongside her as well, her last year here. But just like, yeah, like you said, just that off court chemistry is just becoming a great thing on court as well. And just each and every game get better and better. So.
All right. Couple more, Rye.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar question to that, and a big reason you guys won the national championship last year, and maybe it didn't get talked about a lot in the media, was the overall vibes of the team chemistry, how everybody was just one big family. How important is that to you as a player, and does this team this year kind of have that similar feel to it?
Hmm. It's very important, honestly, and it keeps everybody light on their toes. Like when the game starts, like nobody's really too worried. They understand what's needed from each and everybody on the court. So just going from there, and I feel like everybody has a great understanding, and that, of course, comes from that off court building, that trust that we had, and of course, this year's teams, of course, it will have the same amount of trust and everything as well. But like I said, just taking it one day at a time, learning each other's tendencies, and going from there.
Sure thing. I had to ask you this. What is your favorite since you've been at UConn? Your favorite city as far as to play in? Now we all know
Um,
UConn. You all know UConn,
yeah.
but outside of
Um,
UConn, I know that might be that might be a tough
Yeah,
one,
it's
KK.
a tough one. It definitely is a tough one.
Or maybe the most challenging team, obviously that you've played against thus far.
Um, I'll say like my awakening to like women's basketball had to be like my freshman year when we played against
Okay,
Texas. That was like my first like real game like with a big atmosphere. Like that was like
that
just
was
pretty cool
yeah,
to be a part of. Even though the results were not something that we wanted, but just having the first lick of like what a real women's basketball game
Mhm.
is all about, and how
Right.
the pace is. It was just something, yeah, that I'll probably never forget. One of the first big games. So.
All right.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the comments as well from our video last night, just to bring up one more subscriber question from the channel. A lot of people
Hmm.
mentioning your guys' defense, especially in the first half of last night's game. I
Mhm.
wanted to talk about maybe the consistency of play through all four quarters. Maybe you guys struggled at times last year finishing out throughout all four quarters. So how important is that for you guys as a team, making sure you can consistently play through all those four quarters? And even though, you guys built up a huge lead last night, trying to keep that lead consistent
Mhm.
throughout the whole game.
Just staying present really, and like you said, defense is our biggest thing. So making sure that we always have that pressure on the ball, half court defense, and starting with there. But like I said, have this team it just has so much depth, so we can do a lot of rotations, a lot of different looks, and that will kind of help with our defensive, stamina, our stamina, and on or off the ball. So just kind of going from there as well. But just the depth that we have this year is something unmatched. So make sure we use that as our advantage and just make sure we stay fresh. So.
Yeah, sure thing. Last one, KK. As far as this season goes, now we've heard it before. We've heard it from numerous articles. We've heard how high this team is, and we see obviously you all are number one in the country. With that said, you know, in all honesty, with the new names in here and with Paige gone, but obviously a great start to your 25-26 season. And we're really excited for you. And we can't wait to see how high the ceiling is. But as far as in your opinion, how high is the ceiling really for these UConn Huskies? We
Mhm.
believe that it's a very
Yeah.
good shot. And what would it mean to you? Not only not to just focus on you. I know it would mean everything to Gino and the whole team, but as far as
hmm
you personally, man, to be able to go back to back like that hadn't happened in a while.
hmm of course, we have high expectations, but I feel like our main goal is staying present. Not
Mm.
worry about the future is the future. The
Right.
future will handle itself. So just staying present and taking it one game at a time. And I feel like our team, we know what we're capable of. Each and every game, we learn from it. So just kind of going from there, not thinking in that way. And just
Mm.
making sure we stay locked in and focused on what we have and what upcoming matchups that we have, what upcoming games, and just going from there, just taking it one game at a time.
Sure thing. Right, last one.
Yeah, I guess my last question would be, I guess obviously besides trying to go back to back, what's one goal that you set for yourself going into this season that's really important for you, just as a player? It could be something on the court or off the court that you set for yourself to go out there and accomplish this year.
Just being the best version of myself that I can be each and every game. Off the court, on the court, keeping the same energy. Make sure that we have no days where I'm not smiling or where I'm not laughing or getting the team up high energy. So just having that focal point.
All right, KK, that's it. We'll let you go. We'll stop right there. But of course, UConn basketball is not going to stop. They'll be here for the long run. And we appreciate you all a lot. Hey, KK, we look forward to seeing you. Ryan and I will be at Georgetown. So, Ryan, we cannot wait to see KK live in action right outside of DC. KK, we appreciate everything and tell the folks we said hello. And
Thank you.
we will see you in game two. Phil and
Sounds
Ryan
good.
on Listen Up.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.